back to My Little Investigations, Case 1, True Blue Scootaloo. I can't really remember what we were doing because it's been a while since I recorded. So let's talk to Rarity.
Rarity, I think we should start with what happened last night.
I really don't remember what we were doing.
What would you like to know?
Could you describe exactly what happened and what you saw?
Well, I'm afraid there isn't much to tell. I was sleeping in my bedroom when suddenly I heard a shrill crash from downstairs.
Okay.
I went downstairs to investigate, and what did I find but my house overturned and ransacked, my prized jewel gone, and my beloved opal essence missing as well. Oh, Opal! Mama's coming soon!
Perhaps I should ask more specifically about what was stolen.
Okay, what was stolen? I had the question.
And that was everything there is to speak of?
Oh, you saw nothing else?
No,
At all?
nothing, I'm afraid. So sorry, Twilight.
That sounded awfully suspicious. Rarity, are you hiding something? Ugh! Pinky, what are... Actually, you know what? Never mind. I can guess.
Ooh, can I guess too? Is it a bread box?
Pinky, just get on with it.
Get on with what?
Aren't you here to tell me what to do
I
here?
think we did this already. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at my other video and see.
Why? What's going on?
Well, for one, I think Rarity's hiding something from me.
Oh, you mean the topic got locked.
The what now?
One sec. Yeah, here it is. Section 2B of the walkthrough. Locked topic.
I really need to have a look sometime at that strange book she's got there.
Okay, you ready for this? And I mean really, really ready?
Yes?
Spit it out, Pinky!
Okay, here goes. Sometimes a character won't want to tell you everything. In other words, they're hiding something from you.
I think we established this.
Yeah, I think that was established already.
Oh, so I'm not the only one who thinks so. Good!
Oh, well, let's see here. It also says that in order to unlock that topic, you need to present a certain piece of evidence. Do you have it?
Probably not, considering
Maybe?
how far behind I am here.
Nope, I don't think you do.
Are we done now?
Nope. The walkthrough also notes that sometimes you need to present more than one piece of evidence too. If that happens, then the topic of conversation gets locked with as many locks as pieces of evidence you need to present. 2 locks? Well then, you darn well better present 2 pieces of evidence, Buster.
Because I think I've gone through this already, I don't really have anything to say. I'm sorry.
Now that's all the walkthrough says.
Alright, well, thanks, Pinky.
Don't mention it. Anything for a friendly friend. See you soon.
I'd suggest a mental asylum, if I wasn't worried about what she would do to it.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna pause here for a bit and see where I am in the, where I was in the last video so I can catch up, or if I'm okay, then I'll see you in a little bit. But if not, there'll be a jump cut or something to where we left off, or to where we actually left off. So Okay, we're back. Okay, so we were the dialogue that I played in the first part of this video was stuff from video number 1, so I had to replay through the stuff that was in video 2, so I think we're good now. And let's talk to Rarity. If some of the evidence is a little mixed up, it's because I didn't have any evidence for some reason. I'm not sure why. But I have it all now, I think. I think I have everything I'm supposed to have up until this point. So let's talk to Rarity. And we present some evidence, and we present Scootaloo's profile.
Rarity, I hate to say it, but I don't think you're telling me the whole truth here.
Why, darling, whatever do you mean? I dare say I resent your accusation, my dear.
Alright then, let's look at this a different way. How quickly did you come downstairs after you thought something was wrong?
Immediately, of course, but I don't see what relevance that has to anything.
I don't have all the answers here, but neither does Rarity. Maybe I can get her to talk, if I make it seem like I know more than I really do. Rarity, I spoke to Applebloom earlier and learned that she witnessed Scootaloo crashing through your window last night. I also learned that Scootaloo stayed for roughly a minute before leaving the boutique. Now, if you came downstairs immediately after hearing the crash, don't you think you might have seen something?
I mean, that is... I suppose you do have a point.
Yep.
Thanks,
Gotcha.
Celestia. It worked.
Let's talk about last night.
You are correct, Twilight. I did see Scootaloo last night. I did not know what to make of it, and then to protect her, I do apologize for not being forthright about it.
I understand, Rarity, but if that investigation team from Canterlot comes here and finds any of that out, what do you think their conclusion is going to be?
You
Something
do
bad.
have a point, I must say.
Last night, added to interrogations.
Alright, time to get to the bottom of this.
Yep. Let's interrogate her.
Alright, Rarity. Please tell me everything you know about what you saw last night. I can't help if I don't have all the details.
Of course, Twilight. I shall do my best. I finished my work for yesterday earlier than expected, so I had wanted to get my beauty sleep. I had been somewhat deprived, given that a certain client had made several last-minute orders.
Okay.
I had finally fallen into a blissful, restful sleep when, all of a sudden, I awoke to the sound of a loud crash coming from the first floor. Well, I was just scared out of my wits at that moment, so I made great haste downstairs to see what in Celestia's name was going on. What I found there was awful, terrible, horrible. The first floor of my boutique, ransacked, ruined, torn apart. Oh, what is a man to do? Worse still, True Blue, my prized jewel, was gone, snatched from my very home. And worst of all, the very first thing I saw when I arrived was an orange and purple pony darting out my door.
Okay.
I cannot explain what I saw any other way than to say that a Scootaloo purposely broke into my boutique to steal True Blue. What other explanation could there be?
It was an accident?
Surely you can see why I kept this from you, Twilight. This isn't Scootaloo at all. Yet, there she was.
Oh, I missed the
I know this can't be
things,
right. It
I
just
think.
can't, but is there anything wrong with what she's saying?
Yep.
I finished my work for yesterday earlier than expected, so I had wanted to get my...
Okay. let's present the white hair. Cause, you know, maybe Scootaloo was on her scooter and Opal was somehow out and she swerved to miss her and crashed through the window.
Wait a second. Rarity, I know that this is going to sound entirely irrelevant, but...
Plus, what was the
I
cat
believe
doing
in
out
what
at
may
night
happen
anyway?
to opalescence. At least, if not true blue.
Oh, do tell, darling. Although I do admit that I must agree, in that I can't see how this is relevant to what we're discussing here.
I found some white hair right near the tracks outside the window. And judging from their length and color, I don't think there's anyone else they could have come from other than opalescence. As a result, I think we can reasonably conclude that if those tire marks are from Scootaloo, then it's entirely likely that she crashed through your window completely by accident, not purposefully.
Yep. Complete and total accident.
Probably trying to avoid crashing into Opal, which may well have spooked Opal into running away.
Really? But then, that makes things all the more peculiar. Because it is still the fact that she must have stolen True Blue, no?
Of course not.
Let me ask a very important question before answering that.
Do you lock your door each night?
Do you, by any chance, keep your door locked when you go to sleep at night?
Why, yes, of course I do. But I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Do you bring Opal in at night?
One follow-up question then. Do you also bring an Opal
Oh,
from
she
outside when you
asked.
go to bed?
Of course! The poor dear, I couldn't leave her to fend for herself at night.
Then I think we've established something even more important than the accidental break-in.
Twilight, I must ask that you be more direct, as I am not following one word you're saying.
All right, let's think about the facts of the case thus far. We know that you heard a crash and came downstairs to see Scootaloo quickly leaving your boutique. We can reasonably conclude that she probably was responsible for the broken window. However, we also know that the broken window was likely an accident, and that she had veered off course with her scooter because she was avoiding Opal, who was immediately in front of her path. You just told me, though, that you bring in Opal and lock your door at night, so that raises perhaps the most interesting question of all here. Namely, what was Opal doing outside in the first place?
But she would have gotten out when Scootaloo opened the door, would she not?
But then she wouldn't have had to swerve to miss Opal before.
That's not possible. Think about it.
Yeah,
When
what
was
she
it that
said.
she veered to avoid Opal?
Right before she crashed through the window.
Yeah, she gets it.
I trust you're beginning to see my point. If indeed your door had been locked and had remained that way until Scootaloo left, there would have been no way Opal would have been outside in the first place.
But that would mean that some pony else was in my boutique as well?
That's the only logical explanation, I think.
Exactly.
Unless she forgot to lock the door and left it wide open, which I highly doubt.
I think we can reasonably conclude at this point that there at least is the possibility that someone else had entered your boutique before Scootaloo. And that they're the ones who opened the door so that Opal could get out. The question now, though, is who that would be. And that's just what I'm going to find out.
Who that would be is kind of obvious in the opening cutscene. Scootaloo updated in profile. Scootaloo, one of the Cutie Mark Crusaders, was at the scene of the crime at the time it was carried out yesterday. However, could not have been the culprit. Someone else had entered before her.
Well, good luck with that.
Are you still doubting me after all this, Rarity?
Seriously?
Well, it's just hard to see you as a detective.
Tell me, who was right about Nightmare Moon?
You, darling, but...
And who solved the mystery of the
Oh, Oh, the train thing.
You again, but I really...
And who recognized that Princess Cadence had been replaced by a fake?
Once again, you, but you see...
So, why does no pony ever listen to me?
Well, I suppose it's that eventually you must be due for getting something wrong. Wouldn't you agree?
No? That's ridiculous!
I could explain the many reasons that argument doesn't hold any water, but by the time I even got to Bray's theorem, the Canterlot investigative team would have gotten here and convicted Fluttershy of something like running an illegal bear fighting club.
Oh dear. Yeah, that would take, quite a long time to explain, I guess.
Probably best to drop the subject now, while I have the chance.
Yeah.
Sure. That, makes sense, I guess.
No, it doesn't!
Anyways, I'd best be off. More investigating and such like. Thanks for the help, Rarity.
Yep, thank you.
Anytime, my dear.
Where do I go from here, though? It feels like I've talked to just about every pony. Other than Scootaloo, of course.
And Sweetie Belle, you didn't really talk to her. She was just kind of in a cutscene.
Wait, Scootaloo. Scootaloo, that's it! I haven't talked to all the Cutie Mark Crusaders yet. And if Applebloom is involved, then the others probably are as well. Now, if I recall correctly, I can get to their clubhouse via the western exit of the town square. It's worth a
So,
shot, at any rate.
to Sweet Apple Acres? Yep. Okay, let's say goodbye to Rarity. And head to Sweet Apple Acres.
Huh? Where's Applebloom? I guess she had to head out or something.
Oh, it's Rainbow Dash.
Twilight, what's up?
Yeah! Don't startle me like that, Rainbow Dash!
Sorry. So what you up to, Twilight? You're looking all concentrating and stuff.
Haven't you heard?
Concentrating.
Rarity's prize jewel was stolen last night. And I'm investigating.
Come on, Twilight. Are you sure she didn't just misplace it? And then search high, and then search low, and high and low.
Rainbow Dash, this is serious! Her window was broken in the middle of the night, and the mayor has enlisted the help of a certain investigative team from Canterlot to handle this case.
I seriously don't think we've ever seen this investigative team from Canterlot before. And if we have, please let me know so I can, realize or learn what they've done or
Did
whatever.
you say the investigation team from Canterlot? You didn't mean the one that tried to drag Derpy on charges of Grand Theft Muffin, right?
Grand Theft Muffin? That kind of sounds like something Derpy would do, but I can't really say Grand Theft Muffin's really that big of a offense. I mean, sure, theft is bad and you shouldn't steal, but it's just a muffin.
That's the one.
You gotta do something, Twilight! They're gonna ruin everything! Again!
I know, Rainbow Dash, I know. But, say, while you're here, I could ask you some questions.
Yep.
Me? But I don't...
It's for Rarity, Rainbow Dash.
Fine. Whatever.
Alrighty, let's talk to Rainbow Dash.
Well, I guess my biggest question is if you know anything about Scootaloo. Have you seen her lately? Or done anything with her?
I thought it was Rarity who was stolen from. Why are you asking about Scootaloo?
You didn't know? Scootaloo's the prime suspect for the crime.
She's what?
I'm sure she's innocent, but if you know anything about what's going on with her at all, it'd be a big help. I know she trusts you a lot, so...
Well, no. Can't say I've seen her in, a long time.
I think she's lying. What about
Weren't
you?
you about to say something?
Me? Nope. Don't know what you're talking about, Twilight.
No.
I have a feeling that unless I present her with something that proves she's recently interacted with Scootaloo, I'm probably not gonna get anywhere here.
Nope. Scootaloo's whereabouts. Alright, so let's head to Sweet Apple Acres and talk to the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Hey, there's
Great.
Sweetie Belle.
It looks like at least one Crusader is here. I don't know where Apple Bloom or our little suspect are at the moment, but maybe I can get some information from Sweetie Belle all the same. Hey, Sweetie Belle.
Twilight! Hi! I haven't seen you at our clubhouse in, ever!
Oh, I just thought I'd stop by. How's it going with you three? Have you done any awesome crusading lately?
Oh! Well, no. We're on break.
I'm getting the sense they rehearsed that line.
Yeah, probably.
All right, but I really need to ask about...
What was that?
That came from the clubhouse. What's going on in there?
Oh, that's just Apple Bloom. Doing something. Something that does not involve Scootaloo.
Right, of course.
It involves Scootaloo.
All right, well, I just have a few questions.
Let's take a look at
This
stuff.
swing has always confused me every time I look at it. The design is really weird, to say the least, and not exactly what I'd call practical for ponies. And another thing. As far as I can tell, it violates basic physical laws. When ponies are swinging on these things, there's, well, no upward force at all that would counteract the always present force of gravity to keep the pony aloft. I'll need to preserve the scene just so, in order to study this in great detail next time I have the opportunity. I have to solve this mystery.
Something for a later date.
I have to say, Applejack did an awfully good job in this clubhouse, and Apple Bloom fixed it up very nicely. Reminds me of the days when I was a little filly. I wasn't good with wood, of course, but I was good with books. Some of my best memories as a filly were when I was making book forts out of the books from my parents' private library. I remember I cleaned out the entire nutrition section once and made a huge fort in front of the fridge in the kitchen. It covered the whole fridge door from top to bottom. That was probably my finest moment as a young filly. Although, perplexingly, Shining Armor didn't really seem to like it so much when he went for a midnight snack that day.
Uh-oh.
I swear, some ponies just don't appreciate good literature.
Nope, don't want to go back to town square. Let's look at the stump.
You know, I've often thought that this tree stump seemed a bit strange. Not because, logically, it should have been long since decayed or removed by now, mind you. It's the fact that on some nights, when the wind blows just right, I sometimes feel like it smells of bacon.
Bacon? Why bacon? And how do you know what bacon smells like?
A mystery of the universe, I suppose.
Seriously, how does she know what bacon smells like? She's an herbivore. Who around here eats bacon? Just saying.
Sweetie Belle, I happened to see you talking to Apple Bloom earlier in the town square. I was wondering what you two were talking about. Crusader business, perhaps?
Oh, well, yeah. I guess you could call it that. As a matter of fact, that's a great thing to call it.
I hate to stop in the middle of this, but it's time we stopped. So I'll see you next time.